Hey, Juan Delta One here. So, some things have happened. And I wasn't able to get a lot of the maintenance stuff I was doing on the path on the escape done on camera. I came home. I've been dealing with the last 3 days of my motorcycle being stolen. So, I've been dealing with that, and then yesterday around noon or a little before noon, they found my motorcycle, and it was 1,000 feet from my house, a little over 1,000 feet. No, I'm sorry, maybe I'm sorry, I said feet. A little under 1,000 yards away from my house. They threw it down the levee. And miraculously, somehow someone sees it and reports it to the police that there's a missing bike down the levee. Not reporting a possible, reporting on an abandoned motorcycle in the levee. Not reporting that the motorcycle, that they think it's an accident. They reported like I said, they didn't report a missing motorcycle. They didn't report a possible accident. They reported an abandoned motorcycle. Again, the way the motorcycle was laying, it looks like someone would have had an accident, not that it was abandoned. So the police said they were going to look into the person that called, because it's not normal for someone to call and say there's an abandoned motorcycle down the levee. Usually you would hear, that there's possible to be an accident, someone might be hurt or something like that. But I've been dealing with that. That's why a lot of the maintenance stuff has not been able to be done on camera. Today we have to give the Escape some highway time to charge the hybrid battery. I only got it up to 55%. With all the driving I've been doing, I've been driving it since I got it registered. I got the title taken care of. I've got it registered. But what I have not done is I have not gotten the hello. Just because you're going to get off shortly after you get on does not give you the right to cut somebody off, guys. That's ridiculous. And because this is a hybrid Escape, not a normal Escape, the first pressing of the brake does not in any shape or form do anything but regen the vehicle. It doesn't really slow the vehicle down. So it goes from regen. Oh God, we got brakes. So almost any braking that's more than regen is like utterly to a stop. But other than dealing with crap like that, I've only gotten a hybrid battery. I don't have the Autel with me in here right now. I've been riding around with the Autel to see what the battery would charge up to. There's some kind of charging issue that's programmed into the hybrid. It's not a particular issue with this one. That if you're running the regen and it doesn't need charging, if it doesn't feel it needs charging, it will not continue to charge the battery even though the battery's at 55%. It just runs these. So like, I'll show you when we get to the stop sign. But I was trying to figure, if I turned it on defrost where it runs the engine continuously because it needs the AC compressor, that it would charge the battery. No, when you have it that way, it's not charging the battery. I verified that with the Autel. It's not charging. All right, we're at a stop sign. There is nothing. It's in EV mode. It's in eco mode. If I turn on defrost, turns off that, turns on the motor. All right, now I'm going to turn off that and put it on regular, not AC, but regular fan. I'm going to push that, and it turns off. Even though the engine's running, it's not charging the battery. I suppose when it drops down to a certain percentage, it starts to charge it. But I think there's an active vehicle management going on, because I think that it'll only charge with the engine running if it's trying to maintain a static charge or if it's at highway speeds, where it doesn't have to actively assist the actual engine, the gasoline engine, because it does not do any charging otherwise. It doesn't do any charging sitting there idling, because it'll run for a little bit to maintain that static charge and then it shuts off. You can run the engine all you want. Like I can, if it's in EV mode, I can floor it. It will turn the engine on for a little bit and then turn it off. If I turn AC on, it will turn on the engine, but it will not charge the battery. I'm assuming that once the battery gets to a certain percentage, it will start charging it again, but it will not actively charge the battery just because it's on. It does not drive anything like a Prius, which I did not expect it to. One of the reasons we went for getting these instead of Priuses, because we wanted to stick with an SUV type deal, because I did not like ground to ground clearance. I don't like cars. But every single time you get on the throttle with this, even if you baby the throttle, it turns the engine on. Like I'll show you. All right, we're stopping. We're in EV mode. All right, now this is only enough throttle to get up to not even 25. That wasn't even 15 miles an hour. And just getting up to that turned the engine on. Now, if I creep with that speed, it'll be just fine. It'll drive just normal. It'll try to maintain EV mode. But the problem is that that's not normal acceleration under any means. So it seems to me it's unlike the Prius where you can get a good acceleration out of it. This one doesn't do that. But like I said, I did get my motorcycle back. This is destroyed. The clutch has no play in it anymore. It will not move. That's broken. That's broken. I don't know if that leaks or not. And the frame is literally all scratched up. Like I said, they literally threw the bike down a ravine, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll walk to the back of my apartment complex, and I will show you what I'm talking about when I say they threw it down on sort of like a ravine. Not a ravine, but a levee. I don't know what you want to call it. All right. You see this? All right. Almost 1,000 yards that way, where it does this curve and go that way. 1,000 yards that way almost. They got the bike. They went up across the bridge. They got a little past the bridge. And then I guess the bike, because I let the front tire get low and I took the battery out of it. So I guess they got tired of pushing it and just pushed it off the edge of it. And here's a good idea of how deep this is. Each one of those stumps are like 3 feet. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 before it gets to the water line. That's how deep it is from the edge down. From there. And I think that's like maybe 2 or 3 feet before it comes from where I'm standing to where that actual drops off. That's another 3 feet. So you're actually like my level down to maybe the third marker down. So I had to hook my truck. Oh, here's a good one. All right, like where that levee is right there, where those rocks are, down here to where that first stump is, which is like down there for that third stump, I had to back up to the edge of it down there and hook up to the rear wheel of the bike, and I had to drag my bike. Now on down there, as you can see, there's nothing but these rocks all the way up the entire embankment. So I had to drag the bike the entire way up to get my motorcycle back. So whoever you are that did that, pardon my language, but you're assholes. Get a life. But that's what I've been dealing with. I have to go by the police station today to finish paperwork on the recovery of a vehicle. You'd think that things are simpler when you recover a vehicle. They're not. I have to, insurance took me an hour to get the claim taken care of to report the vehicle recovered, but you know, but it only took me seconds to file the claim. Anyway, what I've done to this is I've reprogrammed the door from the oh, by the way, if you have one of these and you want to know where your door code is, all right, you pop that up. This here plastic piece pops out. So pull that trim around, this silver trim off. You need no screwdrivers for this. You pull the trim off. You pull this entire black piece up, and there's a module somewhere around here that you get your 5-digit code off of, and that's your code for your door. And you can reprogram the door with that code. Well, you can use that code, or you can reprogram the code. I didn't need to do that because my Autel will reprogram the code. So I didn't have any problem with that. But so far with this, the only thing I've done is that I've changed the transmission fluid, I've changed the spark plugs, I've changed the coil packs. Just to show you, because I know I'm going to have people saying that, you know, I'm just saying I did all that, but I haven't actually done it. I have to pull the latch. There we go. So, I have to order LEDs for this because this is ridiculous about the brightness of these lights. They're only bright near something. Hold on, we have to do the hokey pokey with the hood prop. Underneath the hybrid vanity cover, it's got brand new coils. It's got new spark plugs underneath. I did not throw away any of the coils because none of them were bad, but I wanted to replace all of them because they had 112,000 miles on them. The new ones are in the back. I keep them in the truck in case one of these ever go back. I have a spare. Brand new battery. These are the only batteries that will fit in here. Apparently, that's it. Now, and the battery hold down bolt is holding it. The only thing I have not done with this is I want to clean the mass airflow sensor, and I want to replace the air filter. And that's the only thing that I am left to do on this. Short of doing a coolant flush. That would be pretty much it. Short of those two. I do not know if the AC works, if anyone asks. I do not know if the AC works because it's Mississippi, and well, the AC is used partially of the time, which means that right now I don't need the AC. In a few hours I will need the AC, but it will be cold enough outside where I don't actually need the AC. I can actually just use the fan to actually blow air from the outside. And then shortly after that, I won't need the AC anymore, or the heat. I won't need the AC anymore. Crap. Right now, I need the heat. In a couple hours, I'll need the AC. A few hours after that, I'll need the heat again. And then after that, it depends on the way the land shakes, apparently, because I could be using either one of them. And then maybe around 2 o'clock, I'll need heat for the rest of the day. So I have not had a chance to check. I do know the compressor kicks on. So there is enough refrigerant inside of it to run it. So, hoorah. I'm sorry, it looked like the triple tree forks were bent. But that's what I've been dealing with right now. Again, I'm driving the Escape, and my brother's driving my Pathfinder. So, yes, they're both white SUVs still. Even though I did not want to keep a white SUV, I wanted another color, but it's $1,500, man. 112,000 miles, run and drive, Ford Escape. Gets about, I want to say about, if I put my foot down on it, about 25, 27 miles to the gallon. The distance I drive to work, I get about 35 to 45 miles to the gallon. But I keep my foot into it, so. I now have to go to the police station. Peace.